Colby, Kansas online. I think they got a bad storm. I'm
Oh,
not sure if it was a tornado, but it was a terrible storm with a lot of damage.
I don't know. I guess this is climate change. We seem to be getting a lot of this lately.
It could be, it could be. I hear a
Well,
voice, I hear a child's voice.
yes. Most likely juniper.
That's right.
It's fun watching her grow up.
Oh, I know. I remember several years ago when we had lots of children that we watched grow up. I
Yes.
kind of miss that.
Well, we have some new
Hi, good
younger
morning,
members,
everyone.
so
Welcome.
Yeah.
Happy Father's
I'm
Day. Happy Solstice. Happy Pride. Happy all of the joyful things that we get to celebrate today and in the month of June. We are going to start things off today by singing our gathering song, hymn number 403, Spirit of Truth, of Life, of Power. Hello, my name is Jeff Brown, and my pronouns are he, him. Welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Fellowship of Manhattan. Our greeter is Mary Beth Reese. Visitors and newcomers, please know that Mary Beth is especially available to chat after the service, though others are as well. Thank you to Mark Mayfield for being our tech lead this morning. If you see a new face, consider inviting them for coffee or tea in the Alsop Hall after the service. If you've joined us on Zoom, welcome. Today we do not have a Zoom host, so we've disabled your cameras and microphones until the service is over. However, the chat is still enabled, so you are welcome to greet each other, and later Sage will read any joys, sorrows, and gratitudes you type into the chat. If you're here in person, please write your gratitudes, joys, and sorrows on colored paper from a box on a seat nearby, and we'll pick them up a little later in the service. If you have not already done so, be sure to grab string or ribbon from the back of the sanctuary to be used in time for all ages. And if you are on Zoom, I encourage you to find some yarn, string, or ribbon of your own for that time. Our covenant reminds us that we will gather to support each other in our personal community growth. Our theme this month is Flourishing Together. And now we'll have some announcements. I believe Monty is doing announcements this morning.
Good morning. Hello, my name is Monty, and my pronouns are he, she. I'm standing on my tippy toes up here. This Wednesday is the newsletter content deadline. If you have content for this July newsletter, please send it to Hannah at office@uufm.net on the 24th at the latest. Little Apple Pride may be in April, but we still celebrate it in June. Join in at Blue Earth Plaza for the Stonewall Picnic on Saturday, June 27th from 12 to 3. Blue Earth is the park by the Discovery Center. There will be hot dogs, including some veggie options, and watermelon. Bring a dessert or side. A bag of chips would be perfect. Come on over, hang out, make some friends. Happy Pride. Next Sunday is the second part of our summer shared worship series. We will be hosted by First Congregational UUCC at 700 Points, where Pastor Melissa from Manhattan Mennonite will share a reflection on the ongoing theme of changes. So next Sunday, don't come here. If you're joining from Zoom, keep an eye out in our email for the First Congregational link. The Sunday after will be our next in-gathering. We're trying out switching it up this month. After service on July 5th, we'll still have the normal potluck, but instead of chatting and eating and then breaking into the groups, we'll break into groups right after you have your plate. The groups are ritual crafting. People of all ages are invited to bring an item to be displayed on the sanctuary altar through the months of July and August. What symbolizes a memento from a time in your life in which you felt free. While we eat, there will be an optional time to share aloud about your object. Then we'll carefully arrange them in the sanctuary. You are welcome to place your item on the altar yourself after they finish, if you prefer. Music making, our music director, Jeff, chooses the hymns and special music each Sunday, and he'd love your help. This group will also have the opportunity to practice some new hymns together. Finally, in Casual Cafe, just hang out and chat while you're eating. So, thank you. I think Jeff is going to introduce the music, so thank you.
All right, please join us in body and spirit as we sing the summer stanza of number 73, Chant for the Seasons.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Sage Phipps Hinkle. My pronouns are they, them, and I am your current chair of the board and co-leader of today's service. For our acknowledgement today, vernal clouds have turned the star wheel. The chant for the seasons reminds me of the pagan concept of the wheel of the year, first suggested in the 19th century by Jacob Grimm of the Brothers Grimm fame. It was later developed by Gerald Gardner, one of the founders of Wicca, and Ross Nichols, founder of Obod, or Order of Bards, Ovates, and Druids, into 8 different Sabbats throughout the year. 4 at the solstices and equinoxes, and 4 more at the cross quarters, often celebrated in community with food, music, and a good fire, something Unitarian Universalists have in common with pagans. We're all just a little bit pyromaniacs. And today is the fieriest of days. June is a time of building energy, reaching the height of the sun's power. Its life-giving energy bathes our half of the world in light and authenticity, inspiring the personal power within each of us. Most of us feel it somewhere deep in our chest or our gut, near the aptly named solar plexus chakra, that is said to be the seat of what makes each of us unique. Feel and recognize this source and carry it with you through our time together today and throughout the rest of the solstice. Through connecting with and living fully in this power of self, honorably and with love at the center, we uplift the whole of our community. We are unabashedly ourselves, bathed in light and love, maybe squinting a bit at the brilliance all around us. But lean in, just as so many of our fellow humans around the world are doing this time of year. Midsummer is traditionally considered the time of year between June 19th to the 24th, roughly, and encompasses many holidays and celebrations the world over. Of course, today is the solstice. It is also National Daylight Appreciation Day. Today is also the end of our UUA General Assembly, and they've changed things around this year where it is primarily programs and celebration now at the end. Today is also, as it happens, World Music Day, very fitting for a musical service. Pentecost is also happening around this time of year. A time in the Christian faith that is said to be when the Holy Spirit descended down and entered the hearts of people, much like the sun's energy is descending down upon us today, mostly. It is also International Picnic Day, along with National Clean Your Gutters Day. Tomorrow starts Insect Week. Back on June 17th, the Islamic New Year began. Juneteenth was, of course, just a couple days ago, and last night was the Kaw Nation's powwow. Lots of good, powerful energy coming around this time of year. All of these and so many more, as humans live in abundance and celebration in personal and collective power. Let us uplift those whose power has been shaken, as their authenticity this time of year lifts us. And always remember the earth beneath our feet that holds us up, and the sun that shines golden overhead that lights our worlds. Next, I would be inviting Jane up to read our chalice, but I don't believe she is here yet. So, Dan, if you would like to come up and light the chalice, and I'll take a volunteer for reading the words. Sure.
When the summer sun is shining over golden land and sea, and the flowers in the hedgerow welcome butterfly and bee, then my open heart is glowing, full of warmth for everyone, and I feel an inner beauty which reflects the summer sun.
And now, in a cruel twist of fate, I will be leading the Time for All of Ages. A big thanks to Emily for helping me out with demonstrating what we're going to be doing today. If you do not have a string, please raise your hand so that you can have one. And the kids, if there are any meandering in the back, are invited to join together in our religious education classes down the hall after this little spell that we're about to work. And we will all join back together at the end of service. We're going to be working a simple spell using one of the oldest forms of magic that I know, called knot magic. That is K-N-O-T, not N-O-T. If the solstice sun brings us strong and uplifting energy, as I've already told, but it's only here once a year. Witches have long done work to carry special energy throughout the year to be used when needed. And knot magic is a powerful and practical way to do that. It's believed that knots can capture and contain energy. So we will be tying the solstice's power into little battery banks. Though we're not directly in the sunlight, imagine feeling it on your skin, dancing over your head, warming the world. Now gently, not too tightly, imagine that sunlight being pulled into and tied by your string as you knot it near one end. And once you have that knot, go to the other end of your string and again feel the warmth and the joy of the solstice and tie a knot at that end. Again, loosely, not too tightly, but enough that it'll stay if it sits in your pocket for a few months. And lastly, tie one more knot in the middle of the string. This, altogether, makes 3 knots. 3 is a sacred number in witchcraft. It represents completion and transformation, exactly the kind of energy that we are experiencing today. Now, throughout the rest of the day, whenever you feel empowered or filled with joy and love, I encourage you to tie another knot in the string until you have a total of 9. 3 times 3 amplifies the power. And now, regardless of whether you have 3 or 9 or somewhere in between by the end of the day, you now have a little bank of sunlight and joy to carry with you through the rest of the year. Whenever you're feeling down, in the dark, or a little scared, untie one of your knots and let the sun shine out. Let it remind you of this bright solstice day and keep you going through hard times. And now we will proverbially sing the children out. And now please join us in singing hymn number 1067 in the blue hymnal, Mother Earth, Beloved Garden.
Hello, it's me again, Jeff Brown, your music director. Now I invite you into the spirit of generosity. This fellowship is the community of ourselves. Its energy and resources are our energy and resources. Its wealth is what we share. As we contribute to the life of this community, we affirm our lives within it. Our gifts carry us ever closer to our vision of being a vibrant, inclusive congregation, widely known as a safe haven and a force for social justice. Throughout June, we share our gifts with our Helping Hands organization, the NAACP. Money placed in envelopes in the offering basket will go to the NAACP. Unmarked donations will go to the UUFM General Fund to support our mission. Many of us donate online to the fellowship, the Helping Hands organization, and the Blessing Box at uufm.net/donate. or with the QR code on your order of service. When the basket comes to you, you may add any written gratitudes, joys, and sorrows. Even if you aren't putting anything in the basket today, you can pause while holding the basket as a ritual of thanks for the generosity of our world. If you're here on Zoom, now is the time to type your gratitudes, joys, and sorrows into the chat and turn on your camera if you'd like to be seen in the sanctuary. Let us move now into a generous presence.
Thank you very much, Renee. We've come to the time in the service when we receive and share gifts of support and vulnerability. In a few minutes after we've heard gratitudes, joys, and sorrows that were written down and have been led into a deep spirit of reflection, there will be time to come forward and drop stones into the water to signify what is on your heart. The water in this bowl is sacred not just because it symbolically holds what we bring today. Like all water, it connects us to living beings across time, space, and each other. Take a moment for a few breaths. Thank your body for bringing you to this moment. Feel the abundant earth beneath us, holding us. As Monty pours us water to honor our connection to those who have come before.
Now please join us in singing hymn number 353, Golden Breaks the Dawn.
Tired of listening to me yet? All right. Now on to paganism proper. Don't worry, no blood sacrifices today. So pagan practices often have a strong connection to the earth itself, the land around us, and the natural energies and properties within it. Whether it be for foraging, gardening, self-reflection, or awareness of the here and now, connecting with nature and learning not only about it from an intellectual standpoint, but also understanding it on a spiritual level, are integral to living in harmony with the forces of change and magic. Being one of the fundamental concepts of pagan faiths, though, it's easy to lose its luster. Especially in today's world, it's easy to feel disconnected from nature. But earlier this month and just last night, as I was chatting with Diane Barker, she was joyously expressing how she's been noticing green everywhere. I couldn't help but smile and agree as I stepped into a renewed appreciation of the natural world and the vibrant, verdant energy it is buzzing with at this point of the year. In preparing for this service, I didn't simply want to talk to you about paganism and witchcraft. I'm happy to discuss the ins and outs of my faith practice and research after the service, but this is a celebration, not a lecture. So in the spirit of green, I thought I would lead us through a guided meditation inspired by the world tree, the Axis Mundi. Many traditions have some version of this grounding ritual, and it is one of my personal favorites. It awakens that part of us deep within. Call it intuition, the subconscious, the left brain, whatever you want to call it. That is the place where deep transformative work and powerful magic are made. To embody the sacredness of nature helps us travel inwards in a shift of perspective to find the divine that is woven through all things. And so I ask you to make yourselves comfortable, feet flat on the floor if you can. You can either keep your eyes open with a loose looking outward, or you can close your eyes for the visualization, whatever makes you the most comfortable. Breathe. Grow roots from your feet toward the earth, through the floor, toward the doors and windows, whatever path is easiest for you to find. Breathe. Extend the roots through the floor, through the windows, and touch the grass. Breathe. Extend your roots through the grass and into the soil. Breathe. Down past the things that live in the ground. Breathe. Through the groundwater deep below. Breathe down past the rocks and bones. Breathe until you touch the soft, warm, golden glow of Mother Earth. Breathe and accept her light into the tips of your roots. Breathe in, drawing it up past the rocks. Breathe, drawing it up through the groundwater. Breathe, drawing it up through the soil and grass. Breathe, drawing it into your feet, into your legs, into your chest. Breathe and let the golden glow fill you up head to toe, warm and safe. Let it fill you to the very brim and sprout overhead and grow up. Breathe and let it grow up into the rafters. Breathe up through the roof into the canopy. Breathe into the sky, dancing and moving with the clouds. Breathe and reach for the stars. Touch their twinkling, cool silver light. Let them drip onto your leaves. Breathe and draw it in. Breathe as it shimmers down the twigs and branches. Breathe as it trickles into the trunk amidst the clouds. Breathe as it flows down through the canopy. Breathe as it anoints your head. Breathe as it flows into your chest. Breathe as it seeps through your feet into the ground. The golden light of Mother Earth from below, rising to the silvery heavens above and back. Breathe. A divine kiss given to the earth, and the earth replies, rising like a warm hug. You are both land and sky. You are in between, caught in the dance. You are the center. You are love. Breathe. 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 And now, carrying that inspirited energy forward, I invite you to join us in singing hymn 1068 in the blue hymnal, Rising Green.
Times long past lived a man of green. life wherever he'd been. In the deepest wildwood was the place he was seen, and the people did love and protect him. When they saw his face change with the turn of the wheel of the seasons, they heard his voice sing, I'm the horn god, I'm the face in the trees, I'm the breath of the wind that rustles the leaves, I'm the green man in the wildwood I roam, Canana, sign, pan, and I'm heard. I shall be as the dark holy king. Darkness and cold in my cloak I will bring, but on winter's nights to me you will sing, till the air around me starts changing. And on the noon of the solstice I'll give up my crown to the light and mighty, O King. I'm the horn god, I'm the face in the trees, I'm the breath of the wind that rustles the leaves, I'm the green man in the wildwood I roam, Canana, sign, pan, and I'm heard. All summer long I will rule just and fair, bring your crops to fruit with the light that I share, with fire and water from earth into air. Oh, but the wheel it keeps steadily turning, and on the noon of the solstice I'll give up my crown to the cold and the dark holy king. I'm the horn god, I'm the face in the trees, I'm the breath of the wind that rustles the leaves, I'm the green man in the wildwood I roam, Canana, sign, pan, and I'm heard. Tis now modern times and the summer is here, the winter has gone and the air it is clear. On a fine day I walk through the wood I live near, oh, when a battle I spy through a clearing, two giants of leaves, one light and one dark, even now the wheel it is turning. I'm the horn god, I'm the face in the trees, I'm the breath of the wind that rustles the leaves, I'm the green man in the wildwood I roam, Canana, sign, pan, and I'm heard. 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 I'm the horn god, I'm the face in the trees, I'm the breath of the wind that
Paganism in the modern day is like a winding, twisting path through a foggy wood where we only have the occasional footpaths and nature trails to keep us on track. It is rather frustratingly disorienting. Some traditions try to stick only to practices found in historical accounts and research in order to honor the ancestors' ways, whereas some people tend to go with the fluid chaos of human existence, changing what they believe frequently in order to connect with the inspiration that works for the moment. I will spare you the bickerings on what herbs, crystals, and other oils witches try to decide on what are good for which spells. It's all rather tedious. With so much disagreement in the details, one might wonder why we get grouped together at all. Well, if it's not for the earth-centered ideals we often share, then it is because it is a path of personal discovery. Use what serves, cut away what does not. A common phrase I have heard as advice during my many years of trying to figure out what it means for me to be pagan. Even so, the winding path of trying things out can lead to frustration. Where is the source material? Why don't we have concrete practices to fall back on? In large part, it is likely due to the disappearance of oral folk traditions in Northern Europe, where many pagan faiths tend to hail from. When confronted with the powers of the Romans and the growing Christian church, the diverse and highly individual community wisdom was either lost or completely dissolved so completely into the new paradigm that even when white folks now look back for what we would try to call our own indigenous practice, the beliefs of our ancestors, it's quite difficult to find any real answers. So for many of us, we choose what works. We follow the inspiration of our hearts mingled with the nature and the divine and make do. The next two songs follow along in that tradition. The first one is based on a poem by Rudyard Kipling titled A Tree Song. The trio of oak, ash, and hawthorn, as trees being sacred to or related with the fairy realm, which is considered to be very close around the time of the solstice, it seems like it's an ancient triad. Yet Kipling's poem is the oldest source that we can find of naming these three together. So when witchcraft and Wicca was gaining popularity in the 1970s, it made the perfect words for a piece of music. So Peter Bellamy decided to do just that. It's rather catchy, so I do not apologize if it's stuck in your head for the rest of the day. Renee, will you give me, let's call it a B minor chord. Thank you very much. Sorry, it gets stuffy back there. All right, so I'm going to teach you the chorus. By oak and ash and thorn, good friends.
By oak and ash and thorn, good friends.
All on a midsummer's morn.
All on a midsummer's morn.
Surely we'll sing of no little thing.
Surely we'll sing of no little thing.
In oak and ash and thorn.
In oak and ash and thorn.
Sing oak and ash. Is that the right key? Whoops. Sing oak and ash and thorn, good friends, all on a midsummer's morn. Surely we'll sing of no little thing in oak and ash and thorn. Sing oak and ash and thorn, good friends, all on a midsummer's morn. Surely we'll sing of no little thing in oak and ash and thorn. Very good. Trust me, you will feel when it is time to hop in, because I'll lead you in with sing and we'll jump straight into it. I will note I've changed a few of the lyrics because Rudyard Kipling wrote it for England, so I've UUified it. Of all the trees that grow so fair, our old world to adorn, Greater are none beneath the sun than oak and ash and thorn. Sing oak and ash and thorn, good friends, all on a midsummer's morn. Surely we'll sing of no little thing in oak and ash and thorn. Oak of the clay lived many a day, or ever Aeneas began. Ash of the loam was a lady at home when Brutus was an outlaw man. And Thorn of the Down saw new Troy town, from which was London born. Witness hereby the ancient try of oak and ash and thorn. Sing oak and ash and thorn, good friends, all on a midsummer's morn. Surely we'll sing of no little thing in oak and ash and thorn. Yew that is old in churchyard mold, he breedeth a mighty bow. Olive for shoes do wise men choose, and beech for cups also. But when ye have killed, and your bowl it is filled, and your shoes are clean outworn, back you must speed for all that you need to oak and ash and thorn. Sing oak and ash and thorn, good friends, all on a midsummer's morn. Surely we'll sing of no little thing in oak and ash and thorn. Ellum she hates mankind and waiteth till every gust be laid, to drop a limb on the head of him that anyway trusts her shade. But whether a lad be sober or sad, or mellow with ale from the horn, he'll take no wrong, and he lieth along neath oak and ash and thorn. Sing oak and ash and thorn, good friends, all on a midsummer's morn. Surely we'll sing of no little thing in oak and ash and thorn. Now do not tell the priest our plight, for he would call it a sin. But we've been out in the woods all night, a conjuring summer in. We bring you good news by word of mouth, good news for cattle and corn. Sure has the sun come up from the south by oak and ash and thorn. Sing oak and ash and thorn, good friends, all on a midsummer's morn. Surely we'll sing of no little thing in oak and ash and thorn. Sing oak and ash and thorn, good friends, all on a midsummer's morn. Surely we'll sing of no little thing of oak and ash and thorn. Again, oak and ash and thorn, good friends, all on a midsummer's morn. Surely we'll sing of no little thing in oak and ash and thorn. Sing oak and ash and thorn, good friends, all on a midsummer's morn. May our whole world wide in love abide neath oak and ash and thorn. Give yourselves a round of applause. That was great. Now I need my notes. So, digging even further back into time, the band Heilung, whose name derives from an old Germanic word meaning healing, made Anawana, the song, out of complete nonsense lyrics. Syllables, words, and short phrases were taken from bracteates, golden coins from the Germanic Iron Age, with inscriptions believed to be for talismans and charms. Ironic, perhaps, that all the Roman gold gifted to the barbarians of the north ended up furthering the traditions and helping them survive to us in some part today. But because these words have no meaning, the group has used them to frame the vocal lines as pure instrument to convey the spirit and inspiration they felt with what they found. So I urge you not to try deciphering any literal meaning from this music, and just take it as an experience, as I promise it will be. Please enjoy.
Puithulong puro ipukitala Lolo Ruskathu alala Latithu Tinuru Purur Gerun sa Othawe atu Irai vui ilai tu Hanotha Yurela Laname Uya lais Ratui Anko ak Nalbul pet Lai eba Vetla tu Ofregui Ola Waisais tulo Ola Askati Asami Elots Laiten Anskui Puithulong puro ipukitala Lolo Ruskathu alala Latithu Tinuru Purur Gerun sa Othawe atu Irai vui ilai tu Hanotha Yurela Laname Uya lais Ratui Anko ak
Thank you for coming along with me on this exploration of at least my window into paganism. And thankfully, we still have just a few minutes left for a little bit of discussion. So thank you, Mark, for the microphone. I just want to ask you all, how do you plan to celebrate the solstice?
Bryce Hobrock here. I'm struck by the use and the emphasis on green as a color in this whole story you've told. And of course, green is in the news a lot these days. And it's a matter of asking, why is grass green? Well, grass is green because it does not utilize green wavelengths of light. It simply reflects them. And when you paint the background blue, it provides blue light, which the algae love, and they just have a feast and bloom all over the place. So there's science here that has to be considered, and unfortunately there's none in the upper levels of our country currently. But thank you for your presentation. I hope that you're conversant with the Northern Crusades, in which the Roman Church tried to wipe out paganism in the Middle Ages in Northern Europe. I have a good book on the subject if you're not. We all think of the Southern Crusades to wipe out the Muslims as being the only crusades, but there were the Northern Crusades in which the intent was to kill all the pagans in order to get rid of paganism. So that's why there's still some of it still existing in the northern latitudes. So thank you. I really enjoyed your take on things.
Thanks. And believe me, I would love to give lectures, but that would take us 2 months. Dan?
I just want to say thank you, Sage. I really enjoyed the service and your talking. Kathy reminded me that when we were in York, they had the antlers in a museum there, and they had some that more modern ones that you could put on your head actually and wear. And the other thing I would just say, I'm sorry, there's a book that I just love, Circe, and I don't know if you've had a chance to read it, but I would recommend it highly, highly, highly for its, for its magic in it.
Circe.
Sage, this was an absolutely beautiful service, and I thank you for it. I guess you weren't here when my bandmates and I gave a Celtic liturgy to the congregation and a concert afterwards and a lunch. But the reason I wear a Celtic cross, for one reason, is because the Roman Church did not touch the aisles until later, after conversion. And so there was a melding of the two traditions within Celtic Christianity. And much of the traditions came over, including Samhain and Baltana, Saint, there was a Celtic saint whose name in Scotland, Saint Bridget was, her feast day is the same day as Baltana and St. Bridget's Day. And her attributes are the same as the goddesses. Anyway, the Scottish saint, whose name I can't remember, called Christ his Druid, which gives you some idea. And so there's that.
Thank you very much, Frank. I want to take a pause to see if there's anyone on Zoom who wants to chime in. Oh, true. If they wanted to speak, Mark, is there a way that they can? I'm not receiving an affirmative, so we'll go ahead and pass the microphone around. I saw someone back in the corner. Yes. We'll take this one and then one more, and then we'll have to finish up and chat over coffee.
Thank you, Sage. I appreciate you kind of keeping the traditions alive. As somebody who spent most of my high school years and younger adult life being a Wiccan, and then kind of moving more towards Buddhism, because so much of paganism in general is just so hard to culturally be out there with. And now with the current administration and its moves to get rid of just a variety of religions and being able to see this, I appreciate that. Thank you so much, Sage.
Yeah, that was part of the inspiration for. This was originally just going to be a music-filled service. Then I chatted with Jeff after the Department of Defense made their cutting of recognized religions, and I said, you know what? I'm not going to lie down and take this. I'm going to subject you all to my ramblings instead. All right, one more.
again, thank you very much for sharing your beliefs with us in this service. I have really loved paganism for a number of years. As a world pantheist, I do find that pagans and world pantheists and pantheists in general kind of have like a similar shape of the path that we like to go on. How I'm going to be celebrating Midsummer today is I have a green man tin statue that I've had for years. My grandmother gave him to me. He's old and battered, but I'm going to put him up on my porch today, and I plan to go on a bike ride with my friend.
Lovely. All right. Then I encourage all of you to be thinking about how you will plan to celebrate Midsummer, whether it be today or for the rest of the week, which I know for many of you is probably going to be going outside and looking at bugs. But to close this out, I'll invite Jeff up to get our hymn started.
All right, our closing hymn today is number 65, The Sweet June Days.
The sweet June days are come again, once more the glad earth yields its golden wealth of ripening grain and breath of clover fields, and deep in shade of summer woods and glow of summer air, and bringing thoughts and happy moods of love and joy and prayer. The sweet June days are come again, the birds are on the wing, bright anthems in their merry strain, unconsciously they sing. Oh, how our cup more brims with good these happy summer days. For all the joys of field and wood, we lift our song of praise.
You're reading the... Oh, you're right.
All right. Let's see. In the cool of summer evening, when the dancing insects play, and in garden, street, and meadow linger echoes of the day, then my heart is full of yearning, hopes and memories flood the whole of my being, reaching inward to the corners of my soul.